Hi, welcome to the Tryforce podcast, where we talk about video games, we talk about movies, anime now, apparently.
Yeah, we're fucking multimedia at this point.
That alone is going to get us copyright.
Watch the show. No.
It's the Tryforce.
I, Ziorno Ziavana, have a dream. And that dream is to talk about JimJam's Strange Odyssey with two of my favorite people in the world.
Oh no, I was not ready for JimJam's Strange Odyssey. Oh no. Oh, why did that tickle me so much?
It was like a randomizer. It was like a slot machine in my head. I'm like, synonyms.
Because I'm imagining like fucking like just I said it in a Hugh Neutron voice in my head,
right.
Like Jim's Strange Adventure, like.
Yeah, but you know, there's a hidden stand user in the crowd.
Absolutely,
today, isn't that right?
So you know, we're coming through on one channel, but we're coming through with two voices. We are more like Diavolo, if anything, because we are two voices, one body. It's me and Mr. Jiggy, Diavolo Nachos.
Ore wa easy nachos.
What's up, man?
What's going on,
It's
guys?
so good to have you.
Thank you, man. It's been a while. I feel like, what is it, number 5 or number 6? I've been here enough. Yeah, like
absolutely.
yeah, a couple more of these I could be syndicated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No, official.
Your check will be in the mail eventually.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm very happy to be here, yo. Like, I know you guys are doing. What are we at? Pretty much the end, right? Of part 5?
Pretty much the end. We've mentioned on the last two JoJos that we couldn't really end it without you. We wanted you for the last 2 times. We finally nailed you down. We finally figured out who you were, mysterious, and we got you on mic. So
Yes.
we're excited to talk about it.
Thank you so much. You know.
It's gonna be real cool because like this is my favorite part of JoJo. Like I love this. Like part 5, I gotta admit, first bit of it was kind of mid to me. Like first part was I was like, okay, it's
Not a believer. No believer, bro.
I was like, it's JoJo, it's standard JoJo-ish, and then like this area of it started happening, and I'm like,
hell yeah, baby!
It really just kicks up so hard and so fast right at the end.
Yeah, I think for me, like I was kind of like similar with you. It's like I knew this was gonna be like when I first watched, I was like, oh man, like I'm not getting like part 3 where it's like 78 episodes. You're like, damn, bro, like that's oof. But part 5 for like first little bit was a little tough to get through. It was cool. It definitely had some you know, kind of freaky moments, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna talk about those.
But honestly, I feel like once, to me, I think it turned up right around like White Album. To me, that's when it felt like it.
Like,
It felt really like, okay, no, now it's time to play the game. You know what I mean? So I think ever since then, I don't think there was any misses with part 5, at least in my eyes. But you know, I'm sure we'll
I
talk
don't
about
know,
it.
man. I was on board when the boat was covered by another boat. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Was that episode 2?
we were laughing
Dude, I don't
so
give a
hard
shit.
about
I
that.
like part 5. It's not a crime. It's capable.
No,
It
it's
can
not.
happen.
It's not a crime at all. And I remember going into this, like, you and Z both, you guys both, like, just told me this is the best part of JoJo.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, all right, awesome, sounds good. And I remember, like, the first 5 or 6 episodes, I'm like,
Talking about
how? Like, I got to the...
getting memed here.
I got to the torture dance and I was very, very amused. But I was like...
As well you should.
There's a whole deep thing with that too. I'm sure you guys talked about it already with like the animation styles that they were using for each part when they were showing the torch dance. It was like one part was Fugo, one was like what's his name? Sex
Abakio?
Pistols. One was
Mista.
Yeah. It was really, really, really cool. But I'm sure you guys talked about it. Anyway. But yeah, no, that it's man, what a part, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm glad we finally get to finish it today too. Like let's get into it, bro. Like let's talk, man.
Yeah,
Do you want to get into it? Because I was going to get your take on some of the more iconic moments of Part 5.
Oh.
yeah. Let's do that. Let's do
that
that.
we've done so far that I figure.
Let's get the Jiggy recap.
Yeah, sure.
So first of all, let's talk about like Bruno Bucciarati and the gang growing to be the past the whole Polpo thing and sort of becoming now like a big part of the organization. What's your thoughts on the crew?
Real quick, you said Polpo. First thing I thought was, goddamn, that banana, bro. Holy
Yeah, bananas, son.
gosh, yo. Oh, yeah.
Be careful with your bananas, boys.
Yeah, crazy.
Absolutely.
So you're saying all the way up to like the formation of the whole team, right? You kind of just want my whole like.
Yeah.
little spiel
Also,
on that?
and getting Polpo's fortune and becoming a force to be reckoned with in the mafia community.
Dude,
What's your thoughts on the group?
it's
the ensemble.
group. I mean, if you just want to talk character by character, like let's start from the beginning, right? Giorno, like I think when it comes to protagonist, he's not like he's only to me mid tier because you have characters like Bucciarati, you have Mista, you have Abacchio that are all like I don't think I've ever seen a more complete like team. Like I know there's part 3, yeah, you can say that. Part 4 had like their team was like a fucking 100 character like Smash Ultimate. You could be any kind of fighter. And all of a sudden it's crazy. But part 5, man, every member of the team felt so important. Like 6-man off the bench, and then before you know it, oh shoot, the girl they're saving. Oh, now she has to stand too, Oh my gosh, I know I'm skipping all over the places. I love this part so much, but Wannabe Spice Girl. Whew. When she came through after, Fugo, kind of, sayonara, that was, that was, man, a moment, man. I could talk about all sorts of, other parts throughout the whole scene, but like, yeah, all the characters. I think the only one, for me, I don't want to, ramble on too long because I know we have, the show to talk about. But I think the only character I feel like didn't like hit with me, which is, totally understandable, is who's the Aerosmith? What's his name?
Narancia.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just something about him that I was just like, man, this man thinks he's part of the team, yo. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the vibe. That's kind of the vibe that I got. I feel bad because that's maybe it's because the voice actor is Deku. I don't know if you guys knew it or not. It's the same voice actor, so it's like, oh man, like another one of these guys. Like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, I guess, but for the most part, yeah, no, I liked all the members, even Fugo, like facing off against Man in the Mirror. That scene was crazy, dude. He disintegrated like. Man, like a
that one time was sure pretty impressive.
Dude, man.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
That dude melted like muck from Pokemon, bro.
Yeah, the one thing Fugo did in the entire show was very good.
Of course it's cool. I like that. What about the Hitman team? What are your thoughts on the Hitman team?
What if the one thing Fugo did was mid? I would be like, how terrible would that have been?
Yeah.
He does one cool thing and one completely bitch-made thing for absolutely no reason.
Oh, God.
What was the question? Oh,
what's your thoughts on the
thing?
Hitman team?
What was it? La Squadra? Is that their name?
Yeah, the Squadrista. Yeah.
Some of them I liked. Some of them I was kind of like, I could take it or leave it. And I'm sure we'll talk about it too. Like some of the stands like in between, like that weren't part of La Squadra. Ghiaccio, by far my favorite. Like I mentioned earlier, White Album was one of the coolest. I think parts of JoJo, I'd say top 5 without question. Fights.
It's a great fight.
Yeah, it has to be up there. I would even argue for top 3. That's how much I have, love for that whole little arc. And man,
wow.
I'm trying to think of like who else I kind of liked that was pretty cool. Oh, Grateful Dead, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Beach Boy, yeah.
Thankful Death.
The Thankful Death, yo, and Fisherman.
Fisherman.
Zip.
Yeah, okay. Word. Definitely a great take. First, last question before we get into this. What are your thoughts, a divisive question, on Diavolo?
Yo, wait, Diavolo or Doppio?
Diavolo.
Oh, shit.
I love him.
Yeah?
I love a villain who is needlessly evil. I love a Ganondorf-like villain where they are just evil and mad because they fucking can be. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's no reason for him to be the way he is. Literally none. at all, and he just is, and it's just such a. I use this term a lot, and I don't I don't mean to be a broken record, but there is a beautiful simplicity to it. And then you look at his design, and it is anything but simple. It's just, my God, what a look that man has.
I think, okay, here's my take, question mark. I have two small takes. First thing, real quick. I remember real quick, just side topic. I went out with my family on my birthday. We went to this Italian restaurant, and then I saw what they had on the menu. The first thing I saw that I noticed was Diavolo, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm ordering it, Mom. Put it on the bill. You know what I'm saying? And I saw it. I was like, oh, okay. I understand now. This, and again, this is before I even got up to that part. I just knew the name.
Here's a very important question: was it good?
Yeah.
Was it spicy?
What?
Yeah, it was a little smashy.
What even was it?
It's
Fried Diavolo is like a
it's like
spicy tomato sauce.
yeah.
Oh,
It's not like an actual like food, but it's like not condiment.
sauce?
Would you say sauce? I don't explain it.
Yeah, it's a sauce.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
But Diavolo, you kind of just convinced me right now. See, because I
His
thought
English name is Ragu.
wow. I think Giorno, it's tough because this show, even though it has some of off villains and whatnot, they have some really good villains as well. So putting Diavolo against all the other villains, it's it's really, 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 really good. However, this is after Kira and before that Dio. So it's shit, no, you're really good. Don't get me wrong. But I think for me, I actually liked Doppio more than Diavolo.
Oh, that's a good take. That's a great take.
Doppio was a lot of fun.
Doppio,
Bespoke.
real quick. Doppio versus Metallica. Real quick. I'm sure you guys talked
Amazing.
about that. That was probably
yeah.
the number. Honestly, I could argue it needed to be number one. Number one fight in the
Really?
series. Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah.
The animation.
I won't agree
when
with it,
topped
but I
up-
won't argue with it.
Yeah. I'm sure they increased the animation in some parts because they knew it was yo, shit's about to go down, bro. You know when he opens his eyes and and you see watch that again. The animation on that is Diavolo. Diavolo.
I also really appreciate the absolute commitment to JoJo to stick with the thematic Italian food names and also
yeah.
find the one that sounds most like Dio.
Well, I guess.
yeah.
I got you. But it literally translates.
Yeah.
But in Italian, it means devil.
No, I know that, but I really like that. I really like the commitment. It's that the villain is gonna the villain's name is gonna sound like Dio all the time. I love
That's the only reason Jotaro was interested in the first place.
honestly. Oh God, that's so funny.
All right.
Yeah. Last thing. Promise. Last thing. Episode 1 or 2, I believe this was. You know how in each part from the end of one part to the new one, it's how does this come together in the storyline? And
Right.
this one was Koichi, right?
Goichi, yes, he's in the first.
I ain't gonna lie, yo.
2 to 3 episodes, I think.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I thought after. Oh shoot, I don't know how. I don't want to say too much because I don't know who's still who's here, who's left,
still here, yeah.
who's left the cast or whatever.
Abakio,
Right.
we lost Abakio.
Okay, so then
Oh,
yeah, I
we
don't wanna
lost
say.
Abakio so far. We lost Fugo because he said
Yeah.
so, and that's about it.
And then yeah. So I was hoping oh, you know what? What happens if Koichi comes back? It's a possibility.
I would hate
Possibility.
that. I would really hate that.
You never know, yo. Threes.
I'm
Come on,
sorry, but I'd really hate for Koichi to be the Deus Ex Machina of Part 5. I would fucking hate that.
Let's kill Diablo. I don't know.
The hatred is incredible. Bro.
It's
that was
not.
great.
No, it's
Terrible.
not. It's no
There was
hate.
vitriol in that.
It's no hate for Koichi himself. It's I really would just love it if maybe he was in a quarterfinals fight. You know what I mean?
Cameo is fine. A cameo is fine.
It's not gonna be Gohan in Cell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he just happened to be passing by, in the White Album fight. You know, there was so many opportunities for other people to jump in if there was another sand user. He could have been in the area and be like, oh my god, Giorno, I'm gonna help you. And then, like, he helps with that fight. And then he's just like, okay, cool, sick. Jotaro called, bye. Like, you know?
Yo, imagine if Joe and someone jumped into that White Album scene. That scene with Giorno and Mista wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, like, you know,
So
just
maybe,
something
you
like
know?
that. Something like that, like a quarterfinals fight. You know, I don't need to see him in the end and be like, oh, I was the linchpin in the entire victory. No, you fucking weren't. You flew back to Japan and you're hanging out with Josuke. Tell him I said hi because I love him.
Yeah, where's that Josuke cameo at?
Yeah, where's the Josuke cameo?
It really
Please.
deserved to be Josuke in the beginning of this.
Yeah,
Like, it
it really
definitely
I
did.
agree.
Like, anyway, I didn't know that these 3 questions would make us chew on this for this long.
Sorry.
No,
I mean, you got Jiggy Knots
This is what
building, yo.
happens.
You
This
know,
is what
you know how it
happens
is.
when
Yeah.
there's a little Jonathan's surprising. Wait. Journey.
Journey.
Hold up, let him cook.
Jonathan's surprise journey.
So
Yeah, very good.
episode, what, 33 you said? Or 34?
Episode 33,
Let's do it.
Jiggy, you're going to join us when we eventually make our way to our overall 150th episode of JoJo. So it's a celebration this evening.
Wow.
Yeah. We commit, Colton and I.
We do. We really, really do.
All right.
We definitely don't just coincidentally have these things happen to us and have the absolute best luck in the whole world when it comes to this shit.
Absolutely true.
We definitely don't plan our podcast for 10 minutes and just let it rip.
Couldn't be us, yo.
That's what you can
Episode
expect from
33.
Joseph's Whacky Quest.
Nice. He had that for like 2 minutes after the joke. I got you. I'll come up
Episode
one later.
33.
Yeah.
His name is Diavolo. That is a Jiggy, a little technical term here. This is an OAD, or an original air date, of June 8th, 2019 in the Japanese, and September 13th, 2020 in the English dub.
Wow. Wow. This was a COVID show.
Yeah, sure was. All right. So last time we were here, God, what is happening? So Bucciarati won against Sekko. His body starts falling apart from taking damage during that fight. And Doppio's like, this is my opportunity to kill Bucciarati. But rather than kill Bucciarati, Diavolo has Doppio use him to find out who he is planning to meet. Doppio helps Bucciarati across the road to the Colosseum, but stops when he spots Mista and realizes that Bucciarati's team is nearby. Diavolo calls Doppio and tells him that Bucciarati's body is actually dead, and due to that, his sight and hearing are now failing him. He is only able to sense the souls inside people, so he, something we've known for a little while, that Bucciarati is a living dead man with no soul.
That is the craziest shit. No, because he's got to have a soul because of what happens later. Like, that's, oh my god, he's like kept alive. His soul is so strong, it is keeping his deteriorating body alive. And it's just
yeah.
It's so insane that he's just like, he can't see, like he's like putting his hands out in front of him, he trips over a guardrail and almost gets murked by a car. Like, just it's so sad, really, to see Bucciarati in this state, because he's literally blind, he's literally deaf, and all he can say, he's all you can sense is energy, and he's just as confused. He has no idea what the fuck is happening. He's just like, did I just go blind? Like, what happened? And like, it's just so sad to see him so confused. Like, this Bucciarati, like, that's the man, the myth, the legend, the dude.
He didn't deserve this fate.
No, he didn't deserve it. It sucks to watch it happen. But like, we kind of get a little respite of, like, we get a little taste of real Bucciarati again, but like, it just sucks to see him like that. And then Doppio's just like, it's so funny. You remember when he gets the call and he's just like, he's helping Bucciarati across the street. And he's just like, why are you calling me now? And he's doing the thing. And Bucciarati's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I love it.
Oh
it's
my God.
weird. It's so weird. It's just, even by JoJo standards, it's like definitely something that you struggle to keep up with while it's happening.
Yeah, it is very funny to watch him do the phone ringing though. Like it's so like imagine if someone in like your regular life just started doing that out of nowhere. I would be like, I no longer wish for you to be within like 10 feet of me. My God. Although I am a New York City resident, so I can't say that's abnormal.
Right. Diavolo disguises Doppio's soul as Trish's to deceive Bucciarati.
Crazy.
After they reach the Colosseum, Doppio and Bucciarati encounter Polnareff, who Diavolo recognizes. And he recognizes this because, do you guys remember Stardust Crusaders?
No, never heard of it.
I do.
Right. Years earlier, Diavolo had unearthed 6 stand arrows in Egypt on an archaeological dig, keeping one of them and selling the rest to Enyaba, or Enya the Hag, Dio's right-hand woman in, 2 right hands.
Oh my God. Gotcha.
Yeah!
That was good. That was really good.
He then used the power of the stand arrow to build his criminal organization of stand users, which honestly is the smartest way to use the stand arrow I've ever seen.
Yeah,
done.
dude. Like
Dio did it, but he's just like, there was no vetting process.
Dio was thinking with Dio's brain. Dio's brain is so rotted full of hatred for Jonathan Joestar that he literally took his enemy's body and made a child with his enemy's penis. Like, I just imagine hating somebody so much. I can't imagine that. But like that also begs the question. I was talking to Nicole the other day and we had that conversation like, if you had a superpower, what would you do with it? I don't want to fucking hear anyone say I don't want to hear anyone say that they wouldn't be a villain. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's, what's that Amazon show?
do you think I wouldn't immediately rob a bank if I didn't have you think I would immediately rob a bank if I didn't have super strength? Get the fuck out of here. Like, are you mind?
He was tracked down by Polnareff and the two battled. The victorious Diavolo, leaving Polnareff's broken body for dead, which explains his current condition and being wheelchair bound and all of that jazz. Back in the Colosseum, Diavolo takes control of his and Doppio's shared body, abandons Bucciarati, and makes his way towards Polnareff.
I do want to say, Polnareff's design in this, I mean, yeah, he's in a wheelchair, like, but he's so cool looking. Like, he's like the Charles Xavier of fucking JoJo, and I love it. His monocle ass sunglasses, like, bro,
it's almost like an eye patch, almost.
It's a glasses, but it's only one eye, and it's not a circle. It's like
a crescent.
It's like a mountain range, but upside down. Yeah. Man is dripped the fuck out,
dripping.
Absolutely ice cold, Polnareff.
Very updated theme.
Ridiculous, and I love it.
Yeah, agreed.
What up?
No, nothing. I was just saying I agree. That it's a beautiful character, and updated for like part 5's sake, especially where it wasn't like part 3. Yeah. Anyway,
it was weird to watch them do the part 3 flashbacks in part 5 art style.
Yeah. Good call. True.
It was really weird.
Yeah.
But I loved it at the same time.
Jotaro just had that Easter Island head. Like, you know what I mean?
Good stuff.
Man did not look well.
Stonehenge body. All right, I'm sorry.
Handsome Squidward, bro. Though Polnareff has created a method to track King Crimson's erased time by cutting himself and counting the number of blood drops. King Crimson, however, still gains the upper hand, punching through Polnareff. Diavolo recovers the arrow, but not before using before Polnareff uses it to pierce his own stand, Silver Chariot, transforming it into a new stand, which appears as a shadowy figure. Leading to this bullshit.
Question, did either of you guys read the manga before watching this show?
Not before.
Not even a little bit. I have not even read the manga at all.
I haven't either, but I feel like a lot of people take this, about this show, I said this manga, I feel like this is where it's like, how the freak are you going to explain this now? Like, what?
Right.
Stabbing the stand again? Like, that's new? And then he becomes, whatever the shadowy figure becomes. But,
yeah, the Requiem stand.
Yeah.
Jiggy, I must finger wag, my friend. I must disapprove, because this is actually JoJo president in the completely batshit case of Yoshikage Kira.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right.
So now, when he was talking to his father, like, his, like, need for survival, like, activated his stand, and his stand got pierced with the arrow through him, and became, had the ability to gain Bites the Dust.
Oh, Bites the Dust, and then got you. He just hit me with this time, last episode. I was like, oh yeah, okay, now I can watch the show now. Thank you. Yeah.
In all aspects of my life, I am a historian. I'm a JoJo historian.
Like JoJo Ballsy or some shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay,
right,
Requiem.
Got episode 34. The Requiem quietly plays part 1. The shadowy figure takes the stand arrow from Diavolo and causes everyone in Rome to fall asleep. Everyone. Let me hold on. You guys can chew on this a second. I'm gonna look up population.
Sure. Oh, sure.
So many people.
I thought the way when it first happened, I thought everyone just kicked the bucket. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I literally thought they were all just dead. I was like, wow, I can't believe fucking Requiem Pompeyed this shit. Like,
Yeah.
They fucking killed him.
That's what I thought to happen. I didn't understand. I was like, oh, wait, okay.
Can you even conceive of 2.8 million people falling asleep at the same time?
Can you even conceive of a place as bustling as Rome?
Yeah.
Bone quiet.
Crazy.
Oh no. I remember it was snowing really hard one time when I was in New York City, and it was like, you know how that place is literally a jungle all of the time.
Mm-hmm. Audio.
But I was way uptown, and it was still a place that was usually very popular, but it was snowing really hard, and I had to walk to the train, and nobody was out. Not a single human being for 3 blocks in New York City. And I felt so unbelievably uncomfortable. I was like, this is not okay. I can't imagine a whole city just that. No, I'm good.
Yeah, no, it's gotta be scary. However, they start to all wake up, which is arguably worse at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
As Bucciarati's team awakens, they awkwardly discover that they have switched bodies with those that they were in closest proximity to. Giorno swapping with Narancia and Mista with Trish. After the initial shock, they find that they can still control the body, stand users stand, although they are unaware of who inhabits Bucciarati's unconscious body. So, it's literally, honey, I shrunk your identities and swapped them around. Here you go.
Oh, right.
Yeah, this was nuts. This is oh my god, the scene where Mista found out that he was Trish was very funny.
Yes.
It was very, very
so
funny.
funny. Oh,
He's
my
just
God.
what are these? And it's gone!
Got it. Classic.
Oh my god. He's like, the most important thing in my life is gone!
Ridiculous.
I love him so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
my
starts
God.
like instinctively scratching his crotch, and Trish almost fucking murders him. That was funny.
literally almost murders him.
Meanwhile, Polnareff's soul has transferred into the turtle. Coco Jumbo.
There we go.
Oh man,
There we
that
go.
that was funny. That was very, very funny.
Guys, I have a quick question just before we get too far on. We recently all saw each other in person just the other day. And I just want to imagine that whole exchange we had. Everything's the same. But I'm a turtle.
What did he say?
But he's a turtle.
Oh,
Right? You know what I'm saying?
it's like, all right. I was like, okay, I set 2 and passed. Your turn. It's like 10 minutes later. It's like, yo, come on, son.
Draw the
he's
next
playing
card
so
with my
slow.
tooth.
Oh my God. But I would
beat.
have to be I'd have to be Nicole and Jiggy would have to be Rob. Like
Oh my God. yo, no, I don't ever want to be in that world, yo. Take me back, yo. Take me back. Oh, goodness.
Nah, I'm
me.
just saying, like, there's pure comedy in just your boys, like your group of friends, whoever's listening. Just replace one of them with the whole. Everything's the same. Everything's the same. But they're. It's amazing.
I love the idea of like I'm thinking of all of like the things we've been through, and like I'm doing that in my head and just replacing you with a turtle, but like not a talking one.
True.
That makes it so much funnier.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
Perfect move.
That is so funny. Oh my God. That reminds me of that one joke I told Nicole. Like, I really want to, like, one day, like, I read this somewhere. I don't remember where I read it, but like the guy wanted to wear a horse mask when his son was born and then take it off when he was 18 years old and have duplicate family pictures of him without it. Oh my God. That would be so fucking funny, dude.
That's amazing.
Sounds like a manga. It's like my dad has a horse head.
How horrible would that be
terrible.
one day?
Hell nah.
I would be so pissed to learn my dad was just a guy, though.
Yeah, really.
Okay, we have to finish this. We have to finish this. Oh my God. He explains that his former stand, Silver Chariot, holds the arrow, and that it has now become Chariot Requiem.
Another
Bosses.
drippy character, man.
Huge. Amazing design.
Gorgeous.
Like the T1000 or whatever that one is. I don't care. That one.
The TI 83 calculator.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Which causes souls to switch bodies. He tells them that he is unable to control this stand and that their only option is to defeat Diavolo. To defeat Diavolo is to retrieve the arrow from Chariot Requiem. He also warns them of Doppio, however, he is unsure of his relationship to Diavolo. So, Polnareff's a turtle now.
He's just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah. And he
He's
can't
what
control
it
his stand
is.
anymore.
Yeah.
So he's technically not a stand user anymore. That's so sad.
No, he is a stand user. The stand is Mr. President. He controls the little room now. He has like a little ghost form that
I
pops
guess
up.
so. No,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
a stand is linked to your soul, and the
It
turtle's
is.
soul is in Polnareff's. So Polnareff's body has the room.
Yeah, I guess so, but I don't know. I mean, they use it later on, and that's technically what's keeping his soul to the turtle.
Yeah.
I almost said frog. Sorry, not frog. Turtle.
It's okay. I got you.
Oh
He
my
also
God.
warned. Yeah. At the Colosseum's entrance, the group sees Diavolo charging towards Chariot Requiem. However, after he summons Sticky Fingers to cut off Chariot Requiem's arm, they realizes that Bucciarati is inside Diavolo's body.
Yeah, I love that. I was so happy about that. Finally, like we get Bucciarati in a living body again. Like, thank you, God.
Right.
Yeah. did the little like. Actually, I don't want to say a spoiler. For
Yeah,
the show,
that
but
little sneaky.
I was gonna say no. It's for a different show on HBO. I won't say what it is, but
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Bad last season. Anyway, sorry. No, but like, dude, this part was like, because I thought he was done for sure.
Yeah.
And then you see him come back, and you're like, oh, this is how he comes back, dog. Like, wow, we're in for a ride these last few episodes. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, without
Jesus.
a doubt. Like I just like I don't know, man. There was also something kind of comical about like everyone waking up and finding out that they're different bodies, and Bucciarati just fucking laying there. Like there was something a little comical about it to me. Like just motionless the whole time. Like I feel bad for laughing, but I kind of like giggled every time I saw it.
Painful image.
Yeah, just sitting there yamcha'd on the ground.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, good shit. I'll give you that
Nah,
one.
but that's the thing, right? Didn't they like? Yeah, no, okay, all right. Now that comes a little bit later. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
We've got episode 35, The Requiem Quietly Plays, part 2.
Wait, there's 39 episodes, right?
There's 39. We're on 35.
39. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get through this today. We're gonna do it.
Yep,
We're gonna do it.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Members of the group attempt to retrieve the arrow, but they discover that Chariot Requiem has the ability to turn their stands against them. What? Like, this shows you how powerful the Requiem arrow really is, actually. Because they can switch their souls and also, like, just sort of, like, Uno reverse card your stand.
That's so nuts.
Can you say that again? What was the stand? Because it just hit me. Like, I knew what it was, but like
Chariot Requiem.
The severity. I just realized it the way you should say it one more time for me.
Like, members of the group attempt to retrieve the arrow, but they discover the Chariot Requiem has the ability to turn their stands against them. So he can swap the souls around, and also has just like a free Uno reverse card on your stand. Like,
Oh my god, it sounds like playing Colton and fucking Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Yo, you want your graveyard effects? Relinquish.
That's literally what it sounds like. Yo, Silver Chariot Requiem was the worst, yo. I just can't.
Yo, how do I build a Silver Chariot Requiem deck?
Where's my Requiem support?
Here's the one. Bucciarati orders Mista to shoot his still unconscious body, assuming that it is possessed by Diablo. Like, yo, I just need you to put 6 in my corpse.
Yeah.
What? I mean, Bucciarati must have the most absolutely locked down sanity of all time. It's like, imagine you just inherited the body of your worst enemy, and then you see your own corpse on the ground and go, just empty the clip. Like, my God. Oh my god, Bucciarati, talk to somebody, man. Talk to somebody.
Right. So, we're about to get into some King Crimson shenanigans here, boys, so buckle up. However, shortly afterwards, they experience time erasure, in which Diavolo uses King Crimson to impale Giorno's body, containing Narancha's soul, on broken iron bars.
Oh my god. I remember this scene. I just finished watching this scene, and Narancha in Giorno's body was like, hey, when this is all done, I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna go order a pizza, and we're all gonna share a pizza. And I'm sitting there going, oh, he's not going back to school or getting pizza, is he? Like, no one in JoJo exclaims that without getting fucking murdered 10 seconds later. Like,
Yeah, I just think about the guy in part 2 that, like, just got married in the car with Joseph and Caesar. Like,
yeah.
Yo, it just hit me, yo.
Oh,
You were talking
man.
about the whole school thing, right? His thing was he didn't know how to do math.
Yeah.
Dude, he's gonna die and still think 9 plus 10 is 21, yo. That's crazy. That's crazy,
He's going
man.
up to heaven a fucking moron. I'm so sorry, Narancha.
Man, dang, I kind of wish he lived now.
Oh god. And like when they did the thing with his body, when, oh my lord, you
Yeah.
know how they do like that skyward sequence? They did such a beautiful piece of imagery where they had a sparrow flying above the clouds and it looked like a silhouette of a plane, and then it turned out to be the sparrow, and then it flew off into the sun. I was like, oh, That is fucking gorgeous, dude. Like, it gives me feels.
Although Giorno is able to heal the wounds on his own body, he is unable to save Narancia, who has already died, and his soul re-enters his own body.
Oh,
R.I.P. to the second member of the Bucci gang.
yeah.
He was 17 years old.
My God, that was so sad. Like, oh my God, I'm getting sad thinking about it.
That's a true doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, but like not even the funny one. Like that was
That's
like
a real legit one.
Last Train Home.
The acoustic version, yeah. Exactly.
Oh God, like it like this one particular, like Abacchio's was fucking tragic, but like
Donut. Oh.
but this was gut wrenching.
Shish kebab.
Like this was
pretty
fucking
bad.
gut wrenching.
Pretty bad. Because Diavolo is active, Polnareff deduces that he has two personalities, and that Doppio's soul must be inside Bucciarati's body, while Diavolo's soul is inside someone else's. Bucciarati suspects that Diavolo killed Narancia to eliminate the team's radar and approach them undetected. The group then chase after Chariot Requiem. After catching up to it, Bucciarati trips the stand, which drops the arrow and walks on without it.
That was so silly.
Yeah, all that.
It turns your stand against you. All right, we're going back to the playground on this one, boys.
Literally, dude. Oh my God. Although it is very, very upsetting how it just doesn't give a shit. You know, I just like, oh my God, it's creepy. It's such a creepy stand.
Yeah. This is the constant walking it did that, like, makes him walking back and forth.
And it's so slow. Like, oh, yeah, it skeeves me out, dude.
So, yeah. Just like Looney Tunes, Bucciarati trips Chariot Requiem, which drops the arrow and just sort of keeps on pushing, keeps on trucking. Polnareff, no longer being a stand user, is able to grab it without being attacked back. However, doing so attracts Chariot Requiem's attention. As it charges back towards him, Polnareff urges Mista to quickly pierce his own stand with the arrow before Chariot Requiem can take the arrow back to end off episode 35. So I'm just saying it. I'm going to say it right here. I'm going to say it on live. We were robbed of Sex Pistols Requiem. I just want to
We were absolutely robbed of Sex Pistols Requiem. 100%.
12 pistols or something. I mean, it'd be crazy, yo.
What if he manifests a fourth one and he's just like, I hate this, I hate everything.
Oh, true. Yeah. Imagine.
But what if it's like really good? Like, what if the fourth bullet is the one? Like, it's
I would love
the bad luck bullet. Like,
I'd love that if that was the best one and it just made him so miserable the whole time. Right. I would have loved that bit. I don't care how old it got. It would have been funny the whole time.
Real quick, one time. Shout out to any wrestling fans watching this. Zach, you might like this. What if the new name instead of Sex Pistols was Bullet Club?
The Bullet Club. That would be sick.
That'd be crazy, dude.
Oh,
that'd be insane. Oh man, didn't happen, yo.
I was thinking of that song Big Iron, and maybe the pistol would just get big.
Loose and running.
This guy turns into a fucking hand cannon. That would be amazing.
Oh, dude, this makes my iron the big iron.
Jesus. Episode 36. We've got episode 36, Diavolo Surfaces. And I totally forgot this happened, and it's something that we could probably talk about. Polnareff was right, and Doppio dies in Bucciarati's bullet-ridden body, feeling lonely and abandoned. Like,
oh,
you gotta feel for Doppio a little bit.
That's my boy, man.
A little bit, you know, like, on the one hand, he is a hellacious criminal. On the other hand, like, half of it wasn't his fault. Right. You know, like, but it's hard. It's hard to feel bad, but you do anyway.
Right.
It's hard to justify feeling bad for him, but you do anyway.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Chariot Requiem races towards Polnareff, but when Mista tries to shoot it, his gun suddenly breaks apart. Chariot Requiem retrieves the arrow from Polnareff and walks off. However,
now let's not forget what happened. He literally murdered a man who was chasing after. Man deserved it 100%, but he was a horrible, vicious criminal trying to like grab Mista in Trish's body, and he just took the gun that the guy had, and that's how he was able to sever Chariot's arm.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that definitely happens at some point.
Yeah, it did.
Missing this, but
That's how he got the second gun. He didn't just have it.
Right. Oh my god. In the previous episode, they showed
Yeah.
off the arm. Yeah, I think so. Okay. If not, we'll see it somehow.
He literally says it. He's like, "Thank God I took that cop's gun."
It was the cop. Yes, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yes. Got it. Chariot retrieves the arrow and walks off. However, its additional ability takes effect, mutating the bodies of organisms nearby, turning this whole episode into an absolute Cronenbergian nightmare.
It literally becomes the Cronenberg episode of Rick and Morty. Like, it's just fucking terrible. It's horrible. Right. And he's like, they're not exactly in pain or dying. They just don't think or feel. And I'm like, that's so much worse.
Real quick, what's the Rick and Morty thing you're making reference to? Just for people that haven't watched it.
David
literally
Cronenberg, he's like a very big monster, gross body horror director.
Yeah. That's it. That's all it is. Yeah. And
okay,
then,
gotcha.
The whole Earth becomes that, and then he's just like, "Are you happy now, Morty? I'm Rick." Like every fucking episode.
Okay.
That's all it is. Like, oh, jeez. That's all. That's literally the whole thing.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's nothing else
to missed me for a little bit.
You don't have to unpack any Rick and Morty reference.
Okay.
Really.
Thank you. I was gonna say that would have been tough, yo. That would have been tough.
Absolutely.
Inspecting Mista's broken gun and determining that Diavolo destroyed it during erased time, Giorno deduces that Diavolo must be hiding within the body of someone in the group and plans to touch each of them with golden experience to detect Diavolo's soul. Mista refuses, obviously, fearing Diavolo could be inside Giorno's body. So Bucciarati, as Diavolo's body, decides to go first.
They're literally doing a fucking TF2 spy check on themselves. Like, I love that. Like, oh, it's so cool.
When Trish summons Spice Girl in retaliation... Oh, sorry, that's actually next line. As Giorno moves to check Bucciarati, King Crimson suddenly appears from Mista's body and swiftly severs Giorno's arm. When Trish summons Spice Girl in retaliation, King Crimson grabs hold of her stand, using it to control Mista's body.
Oh,
Jeez,
God.
Yeah, that all happened so fast. You just reminded me, yo. That was like, in the span of like 2 seconds, like all that happened. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is the part that's like, a lot of people complain about this part because they're like, oh, Diavolo like shows up, but then he gets switched into like the body of a hero, and then you don't get to see him really be a villain. But then he starts pulling this like, you know, android ghost of the shell who's in the crowd bullshit, and it's spooky. It has sauce.
It feels like, did you guys ever see the movie The Thing?
Yeah.
Like, it
The
starts
blood.
to feel, like, you never saw that movie? Oh,
Can't say I
dude.
have.
If you like psychological horror, it's a great movie.
Thing you said?
Yeah, so basically, like,
John
the whole
Carpenter,
plot
maybe.
is like, it's like the whole plot is these researchers in Antarctica, they unearth this thing, and it's like a creature, and when they expose it to the air, they don't realize that the creature itself is a virus, and it infects them and turns into them and kills the person that they turned into and tries to blend in with the whole group.
The humans.
And it literally just goes from person to person to person to person until every organism is this one organism. Yeah, and like at the end of the movie, they have this really cool plot twist where you see a dog running out of the thing, and I'm just like, oh god, like It's just like, oh my god, it's a great movie. Oh my god, it's so cool. Like,
This is like your third time bringing it up on the podcast.
shut up! I love it.
He's like,
the
sponsor me,
fucking
please.
movie. I love
Thing
the
two?
fucking movie.
You guys
John
need a director, you know
Carpenter
what I'm saying?
listens to the
This is-
Tryforce podcast.
This is my Pacific Rim of psychological horror. All right,
We're,
Like,
we're now calling it calling it the Thing Force podcast. Yeah? Change the name. That's crazy.
oh god.
Diavolo concludes that Chariot Requiem is effectively the shadow of one's own soul, cast by a light source that generates behind each of their heads. He destroys the light source behind King Crimson's head, dissipating Chariot Requiem and allowing him to obtain the arrow.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know. So this one sucks. Hold on. This one sucks. Check it out.
Yeah.
Like, I
Diavolo
just
concludes
watched.
that Chariot Requiem is the shadow of one's own soul. So there's like, whatever direction you're facing in Chariot Requiem, he can see through you to your own soul, which is right behind your head. So that's why he has the Uno reverse card on all of your stands. He's just reflecting your own soul back at you.
It makes sense now that you say it, but like, A, if I read this stuff, or B, it's like, how do you even come up with that as like
So,
the result?
Wait, hold the fucking phone. Like, if he had to just dissipate Chariot Requiem, wouldn't he have to destroy the light behind Polnareff's head?
No, it's behind Chariot
No, it's
Requiem's
the-
head for
it's-
some reason. And he, it's actually behind King Crimson's head. So it's
has to do
behind
like
his
a-
own, essentially.
has to
What
make-
the all right,
You have to
whatever.
make an S. or
It's
something.
bizarre, all
Yeah.
right. It's a wacky tale.
Yeah.
That's right. Everybody loves a...
Oh, you got another one in you. I know you do.
No, I'm not
Let
gonna
him cook.
No, hold on. Everybody
let him
loves
cook.
a unexpected travel.
It was dubious food, but it made some hearts come back. It's fine.
There we go. They can't all be winners. Jorno converts the drops of his blood on King Crimson's hand into a colony of ants, which
Wow. I forgot about
this
that.
is the most. This is part 5 is why JoJo has the reputation that it does. Aside from like new stuff that he's written that's insanely crazy, this is the time where he's like, oh, he's going like this with it.
This show just scratches an ADHD itch in my head so thoroughly. It makes me so happy because I know if I had these powers, this is the shit I'd be thinking of because I would not, God forbid, I'd think of anything normal.
Right.
You know, I just, oh God, I love this. I love the weird creativity of this show.
That's a word. Weird, bizarre. You name it. man.
Eclectic journey.
I think we've used Journey already.
Oh, did we? Eclectic travels.
I just said that.
God damn it!
Anyway.
Eclectic voyage.
Voyage hasn't been used yet, I don't think.
Okay, all right.
Jorno converts the drops of his blood on King Crimson's hand to a colony of ants, which chew through the arrow's shaft so that the arrowhead falls to the ground. When King Crimson tries to pick it up, Trish uses Spice Girl to knock the arrow back towards the group. King Crimson then ruthlessly punches through Spice Girl, using the force to propel Mista's body and himself towards the arrow.
Absolutely insane. I will use a motherfucker as a rocket by literally eviscerating them. King Crimson is on another level.
It's true.
How do you come up with this stuff, man? Like how do you when was this drawn? Like 99, 2000?
No, this was like recent.
No, drawn like the
drawn?
manga.
Oh, the manga. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
like,
Like,
how
Like
do you-
in
how do you-
2015 to 2016, I think.
Yeah, how do you
I'll fact check.
think of this? Yeah, I want to say it's like 2000, like early because this was before, part 6, obviously. But I think it was 99 or something like that. Like, how do you even think like this when like that even that long ago? Like, and when it's finally animated, you're like, oh, okay, I see what Rocket was thinking. It's still friggin' weird.
it's like one of those things where like you don't even think about it while it's happening.
Yeah.
You know, and then you listen to a show like this and you're like, holy shit, that is what they did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
That's what we're here for.
Exactly.
Jiggy, you hit it right. 99 for the end. December 1995 to 1999.
There you go, yo. 1995
That's correct.
is our summer. Yeah, y'all probably weren't even born yet, yo.
We were,
I was.
We were in
Okay. Gotcha.
93, baby.
94.
90. next.
91. It's all right.
Yeah,
Peace. Episode 37.
37. Here we go. Here we go.
The King of Kings.
Yes.
Diavolo attempts to grab the arrow with King Crimson, but Bucciarati destroys Chariot Requiem, returning everyone's souls to their respective bodies. However, with his body already dead, Bucciarati's soul begins to ascend to the heavens. Before departing, he thanks Giorno for making him feel alive again when they met, and leaves the arrow and Diavolo's defeat in Giorno's hands.
Oh my god.
Like, what? How do you talk about Bruno Bucciarati? Like, in a way that makes it clear that he is one of the greatest characters in the series.
All right, I got you. Did you guys ever watch the 1985 Transformers movie?
Okay. Well,
No, hold on. No. Give me a second.
Let him cook.
Wait, what year were you born again?
Don't worry about it. I was the 1985 Transformers animated movie. They killed Optimus Prime in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's what this felt like. That's literally this felt like killing Optimus Prime, and like, it's just I couldn't speak. I was like, they didn't have anything for him. Like, he was clinging to life so hard in so many. He was a literal walking corpse, and then right at the fucking end, right at the goalpost, he's like, bye. Like, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
I think the best comparison for that is when you play Cuphead and you think you're about to win the stage, you die, and you realize what part of the goalpost are. You're at the right, and it was like, come on, man,
right there.
You had one bullet, just get him, yo, and it just didn't.
Missed it by an ass hair. Like, I just can't believe it.
Yeah, hurts. But I mean, that's what makes part 5, or I guess, well, if we're talking about just Bruno, that's what makes Bruno such a beloved, I guess, figure in the series, because of like the whole story, just where he was in the beginning. You see this whole journey, adventure, voyage, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And it's just the whole time he was so well written. He was a very redeemable character throughout the whole show.
Absolutely.
Voice acting was fantastic. Just everything about it. Just like, you could see why he's one of the most beloved characters in the show.
I'd say he was the main character of the show.
Yeah.
You know, I know everyone says that Giorno is one of the best JoJos, and I'm like, sure, he's cool. Sure, I like Giorno. I'm on board with you guys now. I like Giorno.
I love Giorno.
But like,
fantastic.
This whole fucking show, he was railroaded through his entire adventure.
Okay.
And he was a side character the entire show. And now right at the end, they thrust the responsibility to him, and now he's going to come and save the day. I hated that. I really hated that.
Okay, hold on. Like, I hear you. However, Giorno is 15 years old. Okay, I want to recontextualize that. Always.
Dude, I don't.
Constantly,
I do
always.
not.
He's
agree.
a freshman.
I agree.
You know what?
Remember Freshman Friday?
You
This
know
guy
what?
just experienced Freshman Friday, bro.
You know
I
what?
agree.
You know what? Jotaro was 17.
I agree. But I'm saying that it makes sense for Bruno to have been the main character of this arc until now. And yes, some people have greatness thrust upon them, but Giorno in these last 2 episodes clinches it unlike anything I have ever seen. These last 2 episodes are the only reason anyone should talk about Giorno. This is it. This is the shit. And I'm sorry it takes this long, but it is absolutely bonkers, and I will never apologize for
I
this
don't
right here.
disagree. I do not disagree. But what I think we desperately desperately need is we need a little more Giorno just to cement him as like one of the greatest JoJos in history. We don't necessarily need a whole part with him in it. We need a part that wraps up his story.
Right.
I will just add one thing real quick, because I've only been here for the last episode, so I don't like. I just from memory, the fights he's had with Bruno, Babyface, and I guess technically the end of White Album. 3 hitters right there, man. I feel like he's still.
Chocolata.
Which one was that one?
Chocolata with the Green Day, the mold in the helicopter.
Oh, green tea. Yeah. No, that was He's had hitters, but not like this last episode.
No,
not like this, man. Not like this.
He's had hitters, but so is Abakio and so is Narancha. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, we can agree to disagree on Narancha.
Yeah,
but yeah, I get you.
Narancha fucking clutched. I don't care.
He's got his moment.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's got little feet. You know what I'm saying?
Little feet. All right.
Yeah, anyway, go ahead.
Diavolo contemplates escaping after seeing Giorno with the arrow, but when Trish reveals her father's intention to flee, he has a change of heart, believing that he is entitled to be a king and that he should have no reason to run away. Giorno pierces Gold Experience with the arrow, apparently damaging Gold Experience. Diavolo takes advantage of this and attacks Giorno to reclaim the arrow, shattering Gold Experience's face. I keep saying golden. Excuse me.
How's that not your stage name or whatever? You could definitely use that.
Golden Experience.
Yeah. So, anyways, I get you.
However, Diavolo's attack does not harm Giorno, and instead, Gold Experience absorbs the arrow into its body and sheds its skin like a shell, revealing its new form as Gold Experience Requiem.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Colton, in the last episode, I said I had some notes. I am here to finish those notes.
All right, what are these notes?
I heard Z put his notes on the table. It sounded like he threw a cinder block onto his desk.
Damn straight. This is the JoJo notebook.
Oh man, here we go.
So, basically, let's talk a little bit about how Diavolo is about to use his power in this fight, so that we can talk about Golden Experience. So I've had it explained to me like this. I thought it was really easy and really quick and really good for the audience to understand. Diavolo can throw a rock that was seen in his prediction, but Diavolo could time skip, not interact with the rock, and it would still follow fate and also move, even though he time skipped. The fate of the rock basically can't be changed. So he's going to try to use that power against Gold Experience Requiem, which powers up Gold Experience and his whole life giver buff thing that he does. Giorno's little life juice. It has no stats. It has all question mark stats.
Yeah.
It's the winged dragon of Ra stands.
So it does nothing with time like Zawardo, Bites the Dust, or Star Platinum. However, it has the ability to reset to 0. That's its general power. And we're going to see how that gets used here. After using Epitaph to witness a vision of himself defeating Giorno, Diavolo uses King Crimson to erase time. So he views the prediction, which is fated to happen, and he tries to erase the time in order to make Giorno helpless to attack. However, Giorno uses Gold Experience Requiem to nullify his attack, rewinding time to the point of King Crimson's activation. So it's not so much that he rewound time, it's that he took away the resolve to take action. I've been playing a lot of Ghost of Tsushima, and the way you heal in that game is from resolve. So if you kill a Mongol, you're like, yeah, I love killing Mongols, I'm going to get some resolve so I can heal. Kind of like in any game where healing is kind of I guess, compartmentalized. So the strength of an attacker's will and actions will be reduced to 0, essentially. So it's not so much that he's rewinding time, he's taking away the motivation to do what you're doing.
Okay. I was trying to understand it before you explained it, and I was like, what, like, hold on. So it just like keeps happening over and over and over and over and over. I wasn't sure what it was, but then when you said you see the event happening, you see fate happening, but that action hasn't happened yet until they go for, you know, the action they foresaw, the whole rock thing. And when Jorno, you saying is basically, it's like, all right, everything's just nullified to zero. You know, the limit does not exist, you know?
It doesn't.
And then essentially what happens is just, how does it go in the anime? When he like, when they show like the clip of it, right?
When he's turning
It just keeps
around
showing
a
it.
bunch of times.
Cool. What? Like that just like 1,000 times. You're like, oh my God. This is insane. This is art, bro.
Yeah.
This is art.
This
I want to
whole
see this in the
sequence.
Louvre. Yeah.
We're going to get into
Absolutely.
it next episode.
This was literally an art museum in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
With Diavolo confused and unable to fight back, Gold Experience Requiem viciously pummels him. And we've got there was a reason I was saying that. Excuse me. Episode 38 in the Japanese, Gold Experience Requiem, and in the English, Golden Wind Requiem, because that's the English name for the stand. So
Understandable.
Oh, yeah.
I like split the difference. I say Golden Experience all the time.
Oh, isn't that like the thing for Ferrero Rocher? Not sponsored by the way. That's their logo, right?
Wow.
I'm pretty sure.
Ferrero
my
Rocher
parents-
sponsor us.
Yeah. Yeah, please.
Mortally wounded, Diavolo falls into the river. Trish urges Jorno to look for him, but Jorno claims that it won't be necessary. Which was the hardest thing I ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Diavolo attempts to crawl into a tunnel, but is fatally stabbed by a homeless man who is under the influence of the drugs that Diavolo sells. It's really great because like he has this moment of like, yes, I survived. And then he's like, not like this. Like, I can't go out like this. I'm Diavolo. Like, I can't die in the gutter like trash. And that's exactly what happens to him. First.
Yeah.
It's what happens to him first. But, yeah, kind of like hoist on your own petard. Like, he was like, the whole reason Jorno wanted to take down Diavolo in the first place is because he was selling drugs.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Good call.
It's a really, really like. It's poetic.
It is.
It is very poetic. It's exactly the way he should have gone out.
Poetic to start. Let's just start
As
with
is
that. Poetic to start.
the next part of this for sure. when Diavolo awakens after being fatally stabbed, he finds himself on an operating table, unable to move. A woman walks in and announces that she will perform an autopsy. Diavolo tries to get the woman's attention as he assumes he is still alive, but the woman ignores him, slices open his stomach with a scalpel. However, being unable to move, Diavolo can still feel the excruciating pain as the woman pulls out his liver. When the woman attempts to saw off his arm, Diavolo dies again of shock and awakens on a street side in the city. As Diavolo begins to realize what is happening, a dog barks at him, startling him and causing him to fall into the street, where he is run over and killed by a car.
Oh yeah, the fucking dog, yo.
Oh,
Imagine
my
if that was
God.
real quick. I mean, we've gone on this whole adventure, right? Imagine if that was like the successor in the family tree to like Danny. in
Danny,
part one.
yes.
Remember that dog?
Oh my God.
Imagine, yo. Imagine.
That's one of
Three
Danny's
letters is
kids,
all I
like-
need, motherfucker.
Wow.
Yeah, so
And then what happens after that?
meanwhile, Jorno explains to Trish and Mista that the power of Gold Experience Requiem has doomed Diavolo to die over and over again for all eternity. So, you guys might be familiar with a little equation by the name of E equals MC squared. Shout out to my boy Albert on that. Time is not fixed, but it can warp. So there is something that in the science community that we talk to about time dilation, basically relative speed. Like a plane ride taking longer than a train ride, even though one is decidedly going faster than the other. The faster the object, the slower the time around it seems. Kind of like when you pass a car on the highway and it just goes meow. So time and space is basically bending Diavolo's soul to Giorno's will. Giorno Giovanna is 15 years old.
Oh my god.
He's a lot more mature than I'd have been.
Case we forgot.
Put it that way.
So, souls can basically be manipulated by the Requiem arrow. As a result, time, space, and even the multiverse itself can be warped to Giorno's will. And therefore, Diavolo's death loop is essentially a pocket dimension. Where he's dying over and over again. Those are the end of my notes.
So you're telling me that at any point, Giorno could bring back Jonathan Joestar?
Fuck it. Really, at any point, he could do whatever the hell he wants. That's the best part.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, it didn't hit me like that.
He could bring back Jonathan Joestar. He could make Dio a chicken. Like, he could...
Oh, because it's in his... Oh,
he could do whatever. Man has the fucking Infinity Gauntlet walking next to him.
Right.
Oh God. That's crazy.
Real quick, I also wanted to throw in the fourth... I remember this vividly. The fourth time that Diavolo ends up, kicking the bucket.
Yeah.
Remember that whole thing with the
little girl?
The little girl and what was it? Was it the teddy bear or was it like the little, what was it? Like that she had with them? It was something crazy. And I was like, oh man, like if this is what the next phase is, you could only imagine like the 5th time, 6th, 10th, 100th.
Yeah, but that's the thing is he was like freaking out. He was like, stay away from me, even though it's this innocent little girl because he knows he's doomed to die again.
Forever.
Damn.
But I feel like you just get used to it after a while.
I don't know.
You know?
Oh, man. I
It's
don't
going to
know.
be different every single time, yo.
Yeah, but you know what's going to happen.
But it doesn't make it hurt less. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're going through all of it, yo. Imagine it's like, I was like, you activate my trap card.
guess.
Oh, man.
It's gotta, whatever. However long you, however studly you decide to be about it, it's gonna loop back around again and it's gonna be even worse. Like the hopelessness is gonna be so bad.
I guess. Yeah. It's more emotional than physical at that point.
And here's the thing. Part 5 could end right here. Part 5 could end right here. Giorno becomes the new head of the mafia. Everybody goes home. Everybody's happy. Everybody's safe. Trish is alive. But then, fucking this whole last part of this episode and the next one is all to explain the whole Bucciarati nonsense.
The last episode.
Essentially. So this is the... Yeah. This is the...
I think we deserve an explanation.
In a flashback to before Bucciarati and the others met Giorno, a florist approaches Bucciarati and asks him to avenge his daughter. She apparently committed suicide, but he believes that she was killed by her boyfriend, a sculptor named Scolopi. On the way to interrogate the sculptor, Mista sees some strange round stones that appear to be following the gang. So Mista keeps seeing this rock, and he's like, wait, I just fucking saw that rock. There it is again. That's fucking weird. I don't like that. But he doesn't really know what to make of it. Upon meeting the sculptor, Mista realizes that Scolopi is a stand user after finding another stone next to him, sculpted in the form of Bucciarati at the moment of his death. So it's really good that you brought up that Yamcha pose of Bucciarati, because that's the pose in the sculpture when he died in the Colosseum, essentially.
Yeah.
So, this is episode 39, the last episode of part 5. The Sleeping Slave. What is it?
No, just the episode. I'm just laughing because of what I assumed that was the name of what's going to be happening in the episode.
It's from it's a quote from the episode. Yeah.
I got you.
All right. I'm pleased to say that the final episode of Golden Wind, Bento Oreo Part 5, my Italian vacation every time I watch it, premiered on my birthday, July 28th, 2019.
Cool.
Oh, dang.
Pretty crazy.
Well, yeah, happy birthday to you every year, I guess.
God, that was a couple years ago at this point.
This episode will not come out until Z's birthday.
And premiered on October 25th, 2020 in the English dub.
So I found out the other day that the hosting service that I have for the podcast, I can change what the publish date is. So I could just wait until your birthday and just gaslight everyone into believing that I uploaded it on your birthday.
Well, they waited a long time between these episodes.
Yeah, dang, what happened?
Or I could make it like, I wonder if I could do a future date. That would be so funny. That would be that would be ridiculous.
Oh, all right. Episode 39, our last episode, Sleeping Slave. Mista tries to force the truth from Scolopy, who explains that his stand, Rolling Stones, creates stones with images of people at the moment of their deaths. Once a person touches their own stone, they are allowed to choose to accept their death. He affirms that after the florist's daughter, who's the whole reason that Mista's here in the first place to rough up this guy, because he thinks he killed her, touched her stone, realized she was about to die, and committed suicide in order to allow her organs to be transplanted into her ailing father and save his life.
Oh.
Yeah, so it allows you to kind of view your own death, and then you can kind of be like, all right, that's fair, take me out. But, like, you do so, like, in a positive way, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you get to view your own death and then accept it or not.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like, it's kind of humbling in a way.
Yeah. And the thing is that, like, basically the rest of the episode, the rest of the, like, time that we spend in this, like, back section is, like, essentially, like, Bucciarati recognized that he was going to die, like, from the beginning, essentially.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true.
So this whole time, he knew that it was a losing battle for him. And he still acted like a badass.
Yeah, I mean, like, what else can you do? Like, mope around about it? You know, I feel like if I was in his shoes, I would have done the same thing. Because, you know, like, what? You have months left at that point. You have months left to live. You know, suddenly, all of my worries about what am I going to do next year? What am I going to do 20 years down the line? All of that is gone.
Right.
All of that is a non-factor right now. All my thoughts are, how can I cram as much enjoyment and purpose into these last 8 months as possible? How many lives can I impact before mine goes out? You know?
He's a great man.
I would single-handedly overthrow the government if I found out I had eight months to live.
We're done. I'm there with you.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What a dude.
R.I.P.
I don't know when I don't know if it's explained in the show at all. Or have we talked about how long, like, this takes within the show and the time of, like, the timeline?
I don't really think so.
Does anyone know the answer? Do you know the answer?
I know part 5 takes place in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's like a very small amount of time, I think.
It takes place in a week.
Wild.
Really?
7 days.
Absolutely
Oh my
bugging.
God.
What a week.
They literally that's an NBA playoff series. They swept them in 4, yo.
So, like,
7 days?
So let's say that this
Insane.
episode takes place, that this episode that we find out about the sculptor takes place a week before this shit happens. You find out you have 2 weeks to live.
Right.
And you're a capo to be. What else is on your plate but dissolving the entire organization?
And then you meet this random 15-year-old with donut hair, and you're like, yo.
And you just go, I don't know if I'm doing that within the week, but I mean, hey, Bucciarati, hey, do whatever you want, yo.
Listen, man, when you got that kind of willpower, that sheer, unabashed willpower, fucking get him.
Back in the present, Giorno and the others learn that despite his body being dead, Polnareff managed to keep his soul attached to the turtle, which Giorno decides to keep the arrow inside for safekeeping. Mista leads the others back to the Colosseum to tend to Bucciarati's wounds, unaware of his death. When Trish asks Giorno to accompany her, he says that he will be along, and looks to the sky where Bruno's soul has ascended to the heavens. The series ends with Giorno being watched by Mista and Polnareff, as he is instated as the new leader of Passione.
Oh my god.
He did it in a
can't
week!
believe he did it in a week. He landed and then did it.
He did it in a week, dude.
I wish, oh my god, I wish I had that kind of fucking willpower. I can't decide. I tried to learn cybersecurity today and I'm like, you know what? Maybe tomorrow. Like, my god. Like,
Literally,
he overthrew a crime organization in a
literally
week.
about a week ago.
Keep
About a week ago.
Giorno Giovanna's name
Wow.
out your mouth if it's not positive vibes.
Oh my god. I would really love it though if there was like an OVA. Like, give us an OVA to wrap up his story where he gets to meet Jotaro and Jotaro kind of gets some closure from the whole Dio situation. You know? Like, that'd be kind of nice, wouldn't
Here's a
it?
take. Here's a take. I said Josuke should have been in part 5 at the beginning. Giorno should have been in part 6. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Giorno
Please.
should have been in part 6.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm sure you guys will talk about that, whenever you guys record that. But yes, 100,000 million billion trillion %.
That is kind of a spoiler, though, because I haven't watched or read anything about Part 6.
Yeah.
So I was kind of hoping, but okay.
You'll
that's
see.
Fine.
You'll
That's
see.
fine.
You'll see.
Nah.
I'm sure there's enough JoJo to go around, but now that we have finished the series of Part 5,
Oh boy.
I will begin my deep dive into Part 6
Yes.
because I have been
Please.
I've been abstaining from everything Part 6
Yeah.
until we decide to do
Let's
this.
go.
So
It's absolutely, man, I won't say anything too much about it right now, but definitely, sit down, get a drink, get some popcorn, because it's going to be a ride.
I got a double shift on Wednesday, baby. I'm gonna watch it all in a day.
Live text me. Live text me.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, please. Absolutely. But, all right. So what are y'all's overall thoughts on
It was
Bento?
great.
Yeah.
Good.
It was great. It had the most banger opening of any anime I've ever watched.
yeah.
Like
And battle theme, dude. Giorno's theme. Can we just talk about that for 2 seconds? Oh my god.
I'm a shill for anything Dragon Ball, but there's nothing that even compares. Like,
Giorno's theme's
Giorno's theme was so good.
It's the GOAT.
Fighting Gold is such a good song. Like, oh my god.
Second team. I forget how to pronounce the name. The second theme. The Requiem one.
Yeah.
The outro was fucking hilarious.
Every time I close my eyes. And also,
Oh yeah, no, freaking you? Are you serious? Yo, let me tell you guys something. I'm gonna share this real quick. Back when I was still in like the dancing and whatnot, the first song I was gonna do to get back into. Sorry, lost my breath. I was actually gonna teach a piece to freaking you because of JoJo Part 5.
gorgeous.
That's so funny.
Yeah. That theme, when I was like, that's the theme, and then you show me Bucciarati, I'm like, all right, let's freaking go, dog. I am in for the ride. And this whole show overall, absolutely fantastic. Like, looking back on it, would I say it's my favorite part? It's definitely in the top 2. Like, I could argue it being the best.
This is like JoJo at its most JoJo.
Yeah.
And like, it really, I said this about Part 3, but I said this about Part 4 actually. This series, Part 5, is where JoJo locked in what it wanted to be.
Absolutely.
Part 2, it kind of wanted to be like a Naruto-ish kind of show.
Fist of the North Star.
Fist of the North Star kind of show.
Right,
And then it wanted to be JoJo Part 3. It wanted to be like Fist of the North Star with ghosts. And then like part 4, it was like, okay, it's a true crime documentary.
Scooby-Doo,
And now part
with
5
ghosts.
Scooby-Doo with punch ghosts. And then part 5 was like, okay, we are changing the world here. We're not having this little weird serial killer side hustle. Like we're doing world changing activities again. And this is where it locked in what it wanted to do.
I have one question.
What up?
I'll ask. I don't know if this is going to divide the
Let's
audience.
wrap it up on this question. Yeah.
Sure. The boys, the team. Compare it to part 3. Who are the better boys? Part 3 or part 5?
Part 3.
Part 3.
Part 3.
Both of you say part 3.
Sorry. Fugo's a bitch. He really ruins the entire chemistry of all of that.
Fugo's a bitch. As much as I love Narancia, I could live without him. And Abakio was great. Abakio was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved him. Obviously,
Mista's
Bucciarati's main character energy.
Sure.
Mista is the Polnareff of the show, without a doubt.
totally.
Hell yeah.
Like, and you know, like
Well, we got to put in Trish.
I like Trish. There needs to be more Trish for
Yeah.
me. It wasn't enough to
Yeah.
really get a read, but like obviously as like the MacGuffin of the series, like she and like Spice Girl could have been done like obviously besides the Notorious B.I.G. fight and like some of the fight at the end.
Crazy.
I feel like I should have like seen a little bit more of her, but you know,
yeah,
whatever. There's so
Absolutely.
few ladies in JoJo. You gotta love Trish.
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. But like, yeah, part 3 was just, dude, it was so hard to not have fun seeing Avdol, Polnareff, and Jotaro in a scene together. And Joseph was just so fun on his own. Like, you know what I mean? Joseph Joestar, I don't care. He's my favorite JoJo. Like, he really is.
I don't know. To me, this literally feels like the Bulls of '96 versus the Warriors of 2017. Like, what's the better team? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like,
both are correct answers, but I can see the appeal for part 3 for sure.
yeah, you just can't compare
The
them.
one thing
Yeah.
that the part 5 boys have over the part 3 guys, there was never a synchronized dance in part 3. I think that's something that really
unfortunate.
swings me in the other favor. You know what I'm
They
talking
had
about? But
They had the handshake.
They did have the
they did.
handshake.
That's about as
yeah.
close as I got. Jiggy.
I would have pissed my pants if Avdol, Polnareff, and Jotaro worked on some choreography behind Joseph's back. That would have been the funniest thing to happen in anime, because none of them would do that. You know, they did it just to fuck with people. Like, they were petty. They were so petty, and I loved that. You know? Like,
Oh man, Jiggy, thank you so much for being on with us. Thank you for rounding out JoJo with us. Cause guess what, guys? I want to make sure I get it open just so we can get the official count. But we have reviewed our 152nd episode of JoJo. So we've got it.
of Georgia.
JoJo's. I got it. I got another one. JoJo's camping trip.
Kind of a...
I tried. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye! Good fucking
Oh my
fun. Giorgio's camping trip.
Isn't every
Thank you
camping
so
experience
much,
the
y'all.
most bizarre experience in your life, though?
Thank you. Yeah, on the real though. Thank you so much for this camping trip, man.
That
This
was-
has been I like now I actually can't. I think this is my 6th episode, but like every
Yeah.
time it's been here,
This is your
it's been a
part
freaking
6.
blast. Yeah, this is literally my part 6. Yeah, this has been quite a ride. I'm
Every
glad.
single episode you've been on has been over an hour and a
That's
half.
true.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I mean, hopefully you guys are having a long road trip to wherever you gotta go. You know what I'm
Absolutely. The
saying?
Golden Jake experience.
But exactly, yo, exactly.
yeah.
But yeah, no, this has been awesome. I'm glad to have rounded this out because I've been trying to get on part 5 from all. Like this, is without a doubt to me top 2. I don't think anything other than part 2 to me that beats this part. I love this part so much, and I'm so glad I had the time to talk to you.
Thank you
guys
for
about
coming.
this.
Yeah,
Hopefully you
we're
guys
glad you came through,
enjoy
dude.
it. Yes.
Now, where can we find you?
Currently, right now, I'm trying to. I say this. It's funny every time I say this on the podcast. It's like, I'm trying to get back into streaming. But Twitch.tv is where you can find me at. Basically, Twitch.tv/Jojozignacio. That is spelled JoRenzignacio.
It will be in the description, folks.
Yep. And that's imagine them typing that out as we're listening back. It's like,
Slow the fuck down!
And yeah, that's basically where I'm at. Twitter and Instagram as well on the same socials. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, like I do this shit on the reg. Not the podcasting, but like, you know, same talking, same vibes. Yu-Gi-Oh, Smash, Genshin Impact, you know what I'm saying? If they ever come out with a JoJo game, you know, actually no, they have, right? The fighting game, right?
Oh, it's so good.
Yo,
dude. It's
next
so good. Come on
podcast,
by.
let's
We'll
do
play.
a review. Yeah, let's do it. But yeah, that's where I'll be. If you guys ever want to come through, that's where it is. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Z, where we finding you
Nowhere.
at?
Leave me alone.
Okie dokie. Good night, everybody.
Every time I close my eyes.
I wake up feeling so jiggy.
Nice.
Just kidding.